wonder why some personal brands just explode and create massive followings, and not just followers, but engaged cult-like followings? What do you think their secret is? I used to ask myself the same question. And then I started paying attention, really paying attention. I actually used to work with Ryan Pineda, and this one thing blew my mind. I would often ask people that were in our community, why do you follow Ryan? What do you love about him and his brand? And you know what they never said? They almost never said he's the best real estate investor, even though he's an expert. They would say, I love that he talks about his family. I love that he talks about his faith. I've been watching him since he was flipping couches, and I loved that he shared all of that. They connected with who he is at his core, not just what he does. And this is why he has been able to sell not just real estate coaching, social media coaching, faith-based programs. People will pay to golf with him because they resonate with who he is as a person. And you know what? The posts that performed the best for him, they were the ones where he was the most transparent, the most vulnerable, sharing things like how he grew a beard. Not usually something that you would talk about as a man. That could be something you might have some insecurities about. He talked about it. They were about him gaining muscle, and they were about marriage, and they were about finances. They were about the ups and downs of life and the failures that you go through. You see, people don't just buy what you sell. They buy into who you are. This is why it is so essential to have a personal brand in 2025. One of my one-on-one clients, he had spent over $100,000 before hiring me and working with me on different coaches to build his online presence. He was doing all the right tactics, posting daily, going through a checklist of items to make sure he was properly marketing himself. He got some views, he got some attention, but he hated every minute of it because it didn't feel authentic to him, to who he was, to what he cared about. He felt like he was just going through the motions, and it was painful. You see, he lost himself in the process because he was trying to be someone that he's not. And this is what I find most people doing wrong when it comes to personal branding. They're trying to do it the right way, but by trying to do it the right way, they're putting on this mask, and it's not really who they are. It's not really what they care about. They just think, okay, well, I need to post it like this so that I can get views, instead of who am I posting this for? That should be what you're focused on, and the messaging that you're sharing. It always goes back to the people. And look, in 2025, you can't afford to be fake. The answer is simple, but it's not easy. You have to build a brand that truly represents who you are and what you stand for. And some of you don't even know what you stand for or what you stand against. For me, the most powerful thing that I have done to get clarity on my gift, my mission, and my purpose is my relationship with my creator. If you're not sure what your calling is, I encourage you to spend some time developing that relationship. I promise you, if you do this, the answers will be revealed. See, we're all born with a gift. My dad used to say, we're all given an envelope when we're born, and inside of it has all of our special gifts that make us unique and different, and our assignment, our purpose, our mission. And many of us just never open the envelope. So you've got to dig deep within, develop that relationship, open your envelope, and then share it with the world. You're struggling to figure out what this is for you. A good starting point, aside from developing your faith, whatever that might be for you, is to ask yourself, what really bothers you? What do you stand against? Because there's usually one thing or many that we just really gets under your skin. Like you're just not okay with it. So for me, that's conformity. When somebody says, this is the only way, that really bothers me. I'm like, well, why? There's more than one way to get a result. I stand against that. I don't want people being put into a box and you being told this is the only way for you. You have to go to college. You have to do this in order to get this. That's not true. There are so many possibilities. So I stand against conformity. I stand for you embracing your uniqueness in you standing firm in that and who you are and what you've been called to do, even if it doesn't make logical sense. This is why faith is so important. Now, I know that this sounds somewhat easy. Okay, just know who I am, what I stand for, and talk about it. But if it was that easy, then everyone would be doing it. And you would see so many people that have powerful, magnetic, personal brands. So why is it that we don't? The reason we don't see that many people is because it is so much easier for you to be like everyone else, for you to play it safe and be in the middle. If you stay in that place, you feel like you're suffocating, but you're going to avoid judgment. You're going to avoid criticism. In order for you to become a powerful personal brand, that also comes with a lot of judgment, criticism, hate. That's just part of it. You cannot become magnetic without also being repellent. People that love you will love you, support you, and be 100% on board. And the people that aren't, they're going to feel strongly on the other side of it. But that's okay. This actually serves you in the long run because you don't want to work with every client. You want to work with people that are in alignment with who you are. People just get this wrong so often. And this is why when you see people posting about politics or religion, people are like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's going to affect your business. Okay, somebody that stands firm in their values, like Ryan Pineda, they do not care because they have such conviction for what they stand for and what they stand against. They know that there is abundance for all, and as long as they are true to themselves and they are authentic, that the people that need them will find them. Don't ever silence yourself to try to fit in. It's not necessary. You don't need to do it. And in order to be the powerful, magnetic brand that you want to be, that you desire to be, you're going to have to own exactly who you are. Be okay with the judgment. That's just part of the package. And this isn't just about being authentic sometimes. This is about you showing up authentically and consistently so people can trust you. Not just when you feel like showing up, not just when things are going great. It's you committing to showing up every day to build this community. You see, all of these powerful personal brands that you know and you love, like Ryan Pineda, like Andy Elliott, like Patrick Bet-David, they have been in the game for many years. They have been pouring into their communities and they have unwavering faith and belief in themselves, their people, and their mission. They also don't have a plan B. This they know with such certainty, such conviction, this is the path. And they say, follow me. You see, that is why it's hard to be someone you're not. Because you don't have the level of conviction that you need. Because you don't really care about what you're talking about. You're just talking about it because somebody gave you a strategy. Hey, go talk about this. This is what's working. But you don't really care about it. If you're serious about taking action and building a personal brand that stands out, you need to start with a solid brand identity. That's why I put together a brand identity workbook to guide you through the process. This brand identity workbook is designed to help you gain clarity on who you are, what you stand for, and how to communicate that in your content. You can download it for free in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people like you discover this content and helps us build this amazing community. I love connecting with you all, so let me know your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you on the next one.